we're going to. Thank you. And look, guys, we're techie. We have it transcribed by AI Companion. Did you notice that? Hey, hey. Okay, while Naomi is getting the updates for Interact, we also want you guys to save the date of August 9th. Your presidents are getting this email about the mandatory youth protection training, but it is the responsibility, if you can't, as youth chairs, that you be present. And if you can't be present, check with your president if they will be attending. But it is mandatory, as we all have to sign the form, that we have attended the youth protection training. It's going to be at 9 a.m. on August 9th on Zoom. The invite will be sent out, and Peter Evans, our youth protection officer, YPO, has been doing this for several years. But we are working with you, so it's really, really imperative that we are the messengers to carry out the protocol when dealing with youth. So that will be August 9th. Naomi, are we ready?
Okay.
How long is that meeting going to be?
An hour.
1 hour.
It's usually about an hour.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Mhm. And because you have attended it before, may have attended it before, it doesn't mean you're off the hook. We still need at least one representative from the club to attend. Okay, active. Iolani is no longer active, is that correct?
Yeah. So actually that's up for grabs because Diamond Head was the sponsor. Diamond Head closed.
Oh, okay. Hey, if any of you are looking to sponsor or get involved with Iolani, that's not too bad of a school. And I'm assuming that they had faculty advisors available too, Naomi. Is that correct, that we could possibly work with again?
Well, every year it changes. Yeah, they did have one. And even though the sponsor club wasn't really active with them, the Interact club was active. So, but every year it changes. Every year the advisor might not be there anymore. So it's good to double check. Same with Kaiser. Kaiser is up for grabs as well because Hawaii Kai closed. But you see this term over here. This
Yeah.
needs to be 25-26. So if you don't see 25-26 here, you need to update it on the Rotary International website.
Okay.
Okay, so Naomi, real quick, for the update of the Rotary International, they would type in search for Interact and then follow the tabs to find updates.
You mean no, the form you mean to update the
Yeah.
advisor? Okay. So you know what? I will email this spreadsheet out along with that form, that the link to that form, it's an online form, and people can just click on it. If you do not know the name of the school advisor, just put the club, the Rotary Club advisor's name in there so that we can have some name in there with the date updated to 25-26.
Okay, and there is a second page to this. Notice, guys, this is just page 2 of 10, but there are more schools than what's being presented. We're just showing you these are the schools that have been updated. As you see, Rotary Club of Hilo, they have the 25-26. So does Kahala Sunrise. So all the 25-26, that means they did go ahead and already update. If for any reason you are not going to have Interact, you need to let us know immediately. Of course, we want that to go ahead, but it looks like Punahou needs to be updated. Oh, these are some big hitters. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually Punahou, I think, lost their advisor, and the Honolulu Club, I think, it does not have a contact at Punahou.
Okay. So if you guys know of these schools and somebody that could be a contact to at least get us in the door, please let us know.
It's a big deal.
Right now, Maui was put on a status hold because of the fires. And that's something that they need to consider how to get back into the school. Are all of these schools in Maui up and running? Do we know that?
I don't know, but I know Lahaina Luna is up and running, but their information isn't updated.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
where's Lahaina Luna? See, it's not even updated. It's not even shown as active.
Okay, so some work to do with Kihei, Wailea, Jay. I mean, not Jay.
Jim,
Jim. Thank you, Jim. Are you guys planning? Do you know of any of these Kihei Charter School? Is it still existing or?
it is. It was active last year, and I assume that it will continue to be active this year. Kulani Hakoi is a different animal. We can't seem to get anybody to serve as a faculty sponsor on that campus, even though we've met probably a dozen times.
Okay, so there needs to be a little nudge in Kihei.
I'm
And
a former educator, and I don't understand it. They don't want us to see what they're doing.
My son
Wow.
went there and it was the same way. He went to Kihei Charter and he had to go to Baldwin because it was too much there.
Yeah, there's some issues. We have an active club at Kihei Charter. We would love to have an active club at Kulani Hakoi. And every time we meet with administration, they're very supportive, but they can't find a faculty member that wants to be a club advisor. That's a shame because we provided money to the band, and the band director even asked us for more money for equipment. And I said, great, be an advisor and we're good to go.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that
I-
seems
you know,
to.
I don't understand that. I'm an educator from California for 32 years. I don't understand it.
Let's see, maybe we can get our DG Nancy Cabral on them. No.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get back to Superintendent Keith Hayashi. We met with him last, oh God, September, October, and I need to follow up. So he can only, of course, he said he would not have a problem contacting the principals of the public schools to let them know it's okay to do Rotary events. We had a lot of contacts before COVID, and then some have kind of fallen aside, and new principals and new office managers go, who's Rotary? So with the public schools, I will get hold of Keith, and especially if I know there's a specific school name, let me know that so I can ask him to specifically address that school. Elementary, middle school, or high schools, let me know. Private schools, I don't mind. I can try and contact administration in the private schools also. And charter schools, of course, are public schools. So I don't mind. We can try and contact them and make sure that at least the administration cannot say, oh, the district superintendent won't let us do this, right? We get rid of that excuse anyway. So, but he always said it's up to.
Kulani Hakoi. That's the big target. That's to get a club there.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we can do there.
All right.
Nancy, I
Nancy?
need
We have
help.
no trouble
Oh,
establishing clubs at elementary.
Okay.
Nancy, we need help too at Campbell High School. It's
Okay.
a huge school, but we tried, and we couldn't get no advisors.
Oh, okay.
Also.
Well, he did say all he can really do is to tell the principal it's okay to let us do things. Finding that advisor, I think, is the missing link. It's at
Yeah.
least that we get past the principal by having the superintendent's invitation. But yeah, the teachers can be really, really, and that's the key to the whole success of the club is having a good advisor who's willing to support what the kids need and when they need that meeting time and what have you. So But maybe with a little bit more of a nudge from superintendent, that might help. I don't know. Okay.
That would be
Miss
helpful.
Nancy, I just wanted to say you could also contact Mr. Zorro, Gene Zorro at Kihei Charter. He's very helpful there.
Okay.
What is his position, Ronell?
He was one of the founders of the school, so he's heavily involved in that school.
Okay.
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 We
We're trying to
know
write all
him
this
and we
down.
work with him. We're in charter. It's Kulani Hakoi.
Okay.
Okay, all right, we'll see what we can do, and I'm getting that. And Tracy, you're with Campbell. We need to get stuff going on there. And believe it or not, RILA students are waiting for their schools to get involved, but guess what's in the number one way is faculty advisors. So number one way or in block is to find those faculty advisors. Your student activities person in all public schools, if it's a bigger school, should be able to assist you with service clubs. And we are a service club.
Yeah.
So there should be a point person, student activity advisor for Campbell, I would assume, because they have a large student body.
I'm wondering if, well, we have the assistance of the superintendent. I wonder how much information he can give us. Or their office can, or if the principal, if we could write a personalized request or letter to the different teachers of those grades that we need help with, that might help. Or we do a generic letter to the schools and see if if we print, if you got 40 teachers, I'll bring 40 copies for you. And ask the teachers, we're looking for help. We want to help your students. We want to help your school. We want to be part of the success of your, student body. So I don't know. We can see if that maybe a letter that people better understand what Rotary is. So instead of them looking at, oh, I got to waste 1 hour of my time during lunch or after school or something, Your good teachers do it already, but maybe we can find a good teacher in there.
Can we ask June? June, you got any advice for people since you were on the inside?
I've been out of the inside for a long time already, but you got to remember that especially in the high school level, the teachers already have to do so many activities. They cannot give up not the 1 hour during the week or during the month. It's the weekends. We have the interact advisors. So what we've done is we've asked our principal at Nalani High School if I can be like a faculty advisor. So the faculty advisor doesn't have to be there all the time.
Oh.
So she and I share the responsibility of it, but that was because I was a former teacher there.
Okay.
And I know I didn't have the principal as my student, but I know of the principal. So that's the way we went around it for a little bit, because otherwise we're just one person and all the activities that they have, it was just too much time for any teacher, any person.
Yeah. What we found at Waikea, if we have 4 faculty advisors and all of them just pitch in at different times, the biggest need is for a classroom, one of the teachers to provide a classroom where we're not going to interrupt them, but we could still conduct business, do our planning, and then possibly another faculty advisor can come to the actual project. So, I think it's too much for one teacher to bear all the responsibility throughout the year. However, if we can, like we are finding co-chairs right here in Rotary and in our committees, is that if they can have multiple to just say, hey, once a month we're meeting here, or, just give us the classroom for the Rotarian and the student body to meet. And that's already advising, so.
And it doesn't have to be a classroom.
Right.
We have club meetings in the dining lanai, in the cafeteria, in the library, wherever they can hold the students, outside of class time. So, and ideally, yes, more than one faculty advisor is perfect. But if you cannot get one, how can you get two or three?
Hopefully by presenting in a way that it's not so taxing, if that, and our kids
So,
are
yeah.
leaders. We're forming leaders. We got a great product to sell,
Yeah.
Yes.
and this is when I passed out the description of youth services. Interact is Rotary International. These kids, the sky is the limit. The world is never impossible with the connections that are provided by Rotary, but
Mhm.
also for their community. And it looks darn good on a resume if you're going into college. I tell you, we've got some great kids that come out of Ryla Camp and Interact because we provide them with the tools, not only to be academically great, but even if they're not, that they have basic skills to do good in their community, so I think we can look at it. I will invest a lot in the month of August to get you guys up and running by September, but also just ask if you guys know teachers within your community or anybody that's worked with Rotarians before, see if they know an insight. So, yeah.
Hey, Jen.
As we say, we have a program that we embody the Rotary four-way test. Not many other clubs do that, so yeah, it's really great. And
Hey, Jen.
hi.
Jen, I got a suggestion for Jim. So
Yes.
Jim, there's a thing called a community-based interact. And so the community base is not tied to a school. So if you have that someplace in Kihei, you can invite students from all the different schools and have it on a Saturday. And then you would control the meetings with the advisor position.
Mm.
So that's an option. On the mainland, the Boys and Girls Club.
I
can
hadn't
have-
heard of.
Yeah, so that's an option. The Boys and Girls Club has interact clubs at their clubhouse, and so they take care of being the advisors. So, think outside the box. It does not have to be at a school.
Okay, we really want our presence on that brand new school though, and they've been deflected several times. It's was frustrating, but maybe you're right. Just find another way to do it.
Yeah, for sure. So again, we
Jen,
heard
Alan
concern-
has his hand up.
Oh, go ahead, Alan. Sorry.
Hey, just a little bit.
Beverly.
I consulted with the Department of Education for a few years and also worked with them through Junior Achievement. And one of the things that, we need to empathize with the teachers is that they really have a full plate of things to do. And so whenever anything external comes in, it's another thing that has to be done. And so what we found out that works is that if we can understand what they're teaching, what the kids' interests are, so somehow get the right narrative to merge what Rotary is to what they're doing, so that it's not a completely new thing, but something that will help them do what they're doing. And I excuse me, we worked on several different projects, especially in Junior Achievement, and that they welcome that more because now it's not something different, something new that they got to start. But they are overwhelmed. They have so much stuff to do.
Yeah, and that Junior Achievement, they met at night with Rotarians. I mean, not Rotarians, volunteers for Junior Achievement. So, that's an option too of having it at night.
Yeah, the mini company meets at night, and they also have business people that go into the classroom during the day for about 12 to 14 weeks.
Yeah.
Not every day, but once a week.
Yeah.
And they talk about the basics of finance, enterprise, things like this. And it's pretty well received when a teacher understands that this will help them teach whatever they're teaching.
Thank you, Alan. Yeah, so there are different approaches. You know, as the community-based one, faculty advisors are not even needed. If you're meeting off-prem on a Saturday, it doesn't require DOE clearance. However, make sure that you go to the YPO training and you guys do your background checks. For those that are new, Peter Evans will go extensively into the background check and explain how it works and all of that. I strongly suggest that you do it. And also, it really is a safeguard, not only for Rotary, not only for our school, but for us individually, that we know we've got a clear check to be able to work with youth. So a background check would be about $21 to $35, depending if you moved around and stuff and inflation. But it's a really good thing. I know that I take pride in knowing that I passed my background check and I can clearly work with you. So welcome our AG from East Hawaii, Miss Beverly Heikes. Thank you, Beverly. Beverly is also my good friend in youth services that we got each other's back real quick. So along with Nancy and Naomi. But if you guys had a chance, you know, I don't mean to deviate from the agenda, but I will say, you know, there's a clear description of what Interact is, what youth exchange is. This is in Rotary terms. And then along with the youth scholarships and the leadership awards called RILA. So we'll go more into that. But speaking of RILA, I'm sorry, I thought I invited the youth chairs, Mary, the island captains, Ron Margolis, Rick Tabor, Brian Dunkel, Mary Alberts, myself, Gail Takaki, but Beverly's a part of it too. And I just want to give the dates for Ryla Oahu, January 30th to February 1st, 2026. Same thing at Camp Erdman, I believe. I was going to have Rick give more information, but what we also need to look at, especially as you guys, as the youth chairs, you know, it doesn't have to be the same template every year. We now are empowering on the Big Island, we're giving those that were campers elevated to student facilitators. Now we're making them youth program chairs in order to give their leadership experience a higher level, so that when they go off to college, they're prepared to give presentations, make programs. So that's something we're doing there, and we'd be happy to share it with all of you if you're ready to take that kind of step with your RILA. Maui will also be on President's Day weekend along with Hawaii Island, February 13th through 15th. So yes, we will have these kids for Valentine's Day. Yay, all hearts, easy stuff. Good to cheer up the atmosphere and make it fun. Kauai, I was hoping we had a representative from Kauai, but I don't see anyone here. They're having a little struggle. You know, in getting their RILA to possibly a different start. What was it called, Naomi? The Leadership Academy on Kauai?
Leadership Kauai.
Leadership Kauai. So they sponsored kids, but they didn't actually do the program. They were there to assist as Rotarians, but yeah, it may look a little different and more in line with our RILAs now. We'll see. There's also talk of doing a youth leadership conference. This is more for your Interact clubs and those that are outstanding youth that you feel have been doing great things, even possibly from RILA and going on into the community. We will be working on to get something before the year end, even though it might be virtual, that we take the time to really, Naomi, can you answer the link update for Vernon? Thank you. That we really take the time to recognize these young kids that are doing good in the community because they're a part of Interact or RILA. So we hope to do something there. For those
Jen,
of you, oh, go ahead, June. Uh-huh.
Just one question about Ryla. Do you have the cost of the Wahoo Ryla camp?
I do not, I cannot assume, but I'm gonna think it's gonna be pretty much what it was last year.
Yeah, I
as far
believe
as,
Rick did say it was going to be kept at 250. 250.
Unfortunately, you know, these places that we're trying to locate, a lot of youth service organizations such as Civil Air Patrol and
Yeah.
the schools and Kiwanis, Leo clubs, they are looking for all the same venues. So it's becoming very competitive, but they don't have the proper staffing at these venues. So and the cost of food. Food is highly been something that's been inflated since previous years. So costs a bit more. We in Hilo too, man, we used to charge 150. We're up to 200, and that's with a lot of sponsorships too. So, yikes. And believe me, I'm a budget-minded person, so I try to cut costs at everything. But for those that are participating in your Interact, and I hope again, you got, does anybody not know what Interact is? Everybody's pretty familiar with it. Okay, in the middle schools and high schools, we have both, starting from age 12, but it's not in every club. So this is just leadership, not just leadership training with the Rotary values and going out and doing good, whether it be partnering with our Rotarians or within their own schools, or if their student board wants to do other projects, that we support them as long as it's supporting the community and doing good. So, all right. Naomi, did you want to go over any of the student training webinars that we could make possible if youth chairs want to inflect that in their Interact or with their youth program?
I think it changes every year. One year we did getting ready for college and financial aid. And, you know, we found that a lot of the schools are already doing that. But the students like to hear about the transition to college life. They like to hear about financial planning, so budgeting. The Toastmaster public speaking one was popular. So they can do that in person with Interact clubs. So they can do how to make friends, how to make a good impression, how to run a meeting. So Toastmasters can do a lot of the training.
So it's like a partnership, and they're willing to volunteer to help our students.
Yep.
And possibly even some Rotarians, because Toastmasters, if you guys don't know what it is, it's a matter of learning how to speak in public. And yeah, becoming a lead leader. And it's a great tool to have in your pocket if you've never participated. I'm sure they have test panels, right, Naomi? To see if you need help or not. And yes, I remember Toastmasters quite well.
Jen, we also have a partnership with them because there are a lot of Toastmasters class on our learning in our learning center on My Rotary. So you can go in there and take all kinds of Toastmasters classes, which is really great just for us Rotarians I'm speaking of.
Okay. Beverly, can you explain what you just said about My Rotary and the Toastmasters partnership? How would one go about finding that information?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Bev, you're muted.
So sorry. Yes. You can go to the the Learning Center on Mind Rotary, I'm sure all of you are familiar with that, where there's tons of classes that you can take to learn about your position, even as you serve as director. So Rotary has made that available, but I was saying that they have this great partnership with Toastmaster that have all these great classes that you can take as well to learn about not only public speaking, but leadership, leadership as well. So great resource, the Learning Center, very easy to get to. You need to have a My Rotary account.
How do you get a My Rotary account?
You just go to Rotary International. I might click on there and you can get an account, and Naomi can probably explain a little bit better than I am, but I know that you can go right to My Rotary or Rotary International, sign up for an account. And it's through Club Runner as well. You can get there, if you have a Club Runner, you can get through there as well. But it is available for all Rotarians to have this account. To be able to just take classes and just keep up with everything going on with Rotary. So if you go to Rotary's website, Rotary International website, is right there where you can sign up for it. Okay.
Thank you.
And Naomi is taking you there right now.
Yeah. There is so much information in this training. I mean, so much. You can spend hours and days in there, huh, Beverly?
Yes, you can. Yes. It's fun. It's really fun.
It is. It's really well done. Very well done.
I always call it Rotary College University.
Yep. That's good. That's a perfect title.
Yes.
So why Naomi's bringing that up, there you go, is that there's a lot of new youth leaders, new people coming into Rotary, and we just need to repeat this over and over again because it's right there at the grasp of your fingers if you want it and to learn more. Yeah.
I know when we were in COVID and we were home a lot, when I took lots of classes just going on, and anything that subject that I wanted to learn about, it was there. And there you have it right there.
Yeah.
Everything.
And Toastmasters on the professional development.
Great.
Toastmasters.
So this is a great aid. And of course, it's done by Rotarians. And believe it or not, one button leads to another button. And before you know it, you may be hooking up with an international person looking at it. And yeah, good things can happen from that website. So, or get you excited to set up a service project with not only your youth, but your Rotarians too. All right. So we've gone through number 3. We're going to go into new and old business. Youth service projects. It's really important that you share your information as soon as possible with your club secretary, your club president, whoever's doing your club website, so that they can put it on, so you can go ahead and start talking about it, start promoting it. Rotarians will mark it on their calendar to help you or be there for certain youth projects. I went, and for those that have Interact, your incoming president and the board should have a calendar of events done by September so that they can get the best participation out of their interactors. What I've noticed in doing Interact for a few years now, if a president doesn't tell the kids or their members what they're doing, then it always is a low turnout when they tell them the week before or a couple of days before. It also is a great tool to let your faculty advisors know what plans are coming up and what projects that they have to be there for or find coverage. We understand it's not easy to be a full-time, but a lot of these faculty advisors, if they can't be there, give them time to find somebody else that can, because it doesn't really matter. As long as they're faculty, it'll be safe to proceed, you know?
Oh, Jen, also we're redoing our district website, and Janet Kelly's helping us with that. We met on last Friday, and we would love to get action photos of what you're doing. So if you're meeting, even if you're meeting with your kindergarten kids, we want to not show too many faces there of the young children, but you know, get action shots of what's going on with you there, the book you're reading to kids, you know, they're sitting on the floor. Preferably make them not the vertical this way, make them horizontal. That those shots are easier to fit into our design of our website. So horizontal shots as higher resolution as you can, or don't shake a lot when you take your photos. Some of the phones are really, really good cameras now. So just, and send them in. We'll get all that information to everybody of where to send it. You can send it to myself or Naomi or to Jen even, and then we'll forward it. And a little bit of a caption about what's going on and stuff. But we also have areas we just have photos processing through. So send us what you're up to. And then by the end of the year, you know, a lot of clubs don't care about awards, that they don't submit. But even if that, we want to know what your club did. Youth services is such a huge part of all of the clubs. Let us know what you're doing, and you don't have to wait halfway through the year. Send us a summary. Every week you do something, send us a photo and a caption, and then keep us posted, because some of the great things your club does might be good ideas that other clubs may be doing through some type of, your youth service could be working with your church youth group. Doesn't have to just be through the schools. So there's kids everywhere, you know, pull the neighborhood kids together for Kool-Aid and cookies, you know. So anyway, keep us posted on what you're doing, okay? Thank you.
And as a reminder, if you've got faces of kids, you need to have their permission to have us put that on the website. So, you know, Joni and Bev had pictures of them reading to the kids, and we saw the backs of the kids. So that was a good picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing you can find out in the classroom, the teachers know which student can be in your photos. But what I normally do is I always just have them hold up the book before their face, because the idea is to show that we're there giving books out and spending time with them.
Yeah.
But the teachers know which kids are exempt. You know, their parents didn't want them to be in photos.
Okay, and I'm just going to go into one segue before we bring on Alan. Rotary in kindergarten is not is in a few clubs, but not, it's an optional program, I should say. Some clubs do it, some clubs don't. However, as a club that does Rotary in kindergarten, we do involve over 26 Rotarians that go to school. We're now trying to get our interactors to go and read to kindergartners with the permission of the two principals, and it's almost there. So this is a good way to spread Rotary. These kids, they don't get books from a lot of sources. Sometimes it's the only books that they get, and they love being read to. It's amazing. So if anybody on this Zoom call, is that if you want to know more about Rotary in kindergarten, we'll share whatever we need. And you know what? District grants work in getting books for sure. Whatever your club can provide, it could be matched, or it could be a grant that doesn't cost much. And reach out to all of us. We maybe have strays of books that we're not using, and may be able to help you out too. So it's a tremendously successful program. We've been doing it for over 15 years, maybe longer.
Yeah, longer.
Longer. Okay, Nancy says longer. All right. But yeah, please reach out to us. The other one is that in the description of projects, I did have some Zoom links. One, if we have time, well, we only got a few minutes, so I'm going to turn it over to Alan, is that You guys check out those Zoom links on that Ryla. It explains what happens to kids that just over a couple of days occurs. And the third grade from, I'm not sure how old the video is, but it's from the Rotary Club of Kahului, how they gathered. We participate in that. We actually, at our club, go to each classroom, but after watching the video, they get them all in the cafeteria and teach all their third graders at one time how to use dictionaries. And believe it or not, we have been told that sometimes the dictionary is the only book a third grader gets free of charge. So if the computer is down, the dictionary works.
Yeah.
All right, so, okay. Before I move on, any other questions that you guys might have regarding what was discussed? Everybody comprehend? Yay? Good. All right. I'm going to now turn this over to Alan Okinaka, who was my former boss back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Alan, now
Hey,
over to you.
where did those days go?
Yeah, great.
This is something that I've been thinking about for a while, but I haven't really come up with a good way of doing it. And I read somewhere that good ideas come from many, many ideas. And so I'm going to use that to ask you guys to think about it. We touch a lot of students, young people through RILA, Interact and Rotaract. We give them scholarships. We have a program here where we interact with community college students to have them practice their English. They're from foreign countries. And through all of that, we give them a taste of Rotary. And I'm thinking that it would be really good if we could have them have a way to get back to us. And not all of them will do it, but it cannot be a social media platform that they would post things. It has to be more like a email kind of a thing where they can come back to you and say, hey, I'm in Boston right now, and thank you for your scholarship. It has paid my way to something. Or I remember the RILA thing that I learned about leadership, and we went out to pull a cut down invasive ginger plant. And I was just telling somebody about this, and they were so impressed by what I knew, or, that kind of whatever. But it has to be on a personal level. So at a club level, some way of continuously having these students, young people that we touch, to be able to come back to us. And I think maybe 5, 6, 10 years from now, with their constant awareness or presence of Rotary in their minds, they will become Rotarians. And so I'm putting this out, sort of trying to, what's a good way? I in fact, I put a email on Gmail. I haven't used it yet, but I put it together, called Aloha Hilo Bay, and hoping that this is something that always going to remember, Aloha Hilo Bay, and at gmail.com. And this will be an email address that will be, there'll be 2 or 3 people responsible from our club to check on that email, respond. If they're asking questions about such and such a thing, then we'll respond with the right answer or the best answer we can. Something to keep in communication with the students, to say that we're interested in what you're doing, where you are, tell us and come back to us. And I went through Facebook and what is that? The one with the little square.
Instagram.
Anyway, to put it out there openly like that, it just doesn't seem to work. It has to be a more personal thing. The only thing I can think of is email would be a more personal thing that they would come back to you. Instagram, that's the one I was thinking about, the little square thing. And so I'd like to know, if there are people with ideas on how to do that. Nancy raised her hand already.
Yeah. You know what, interesting, when I was at the Hawaii Rotary Youth Foundation brunch on Saturday and talking to these young people and being so impressed, I thought these kids need to join Rotaract. So we should extend, and I told them all, find a Rotaract club where you're going to college, or better yet, we have one on Oahu that is Sandy Matsui said apparently the university one may not be there, but they have a community one. Maybe we can make that more solid and then send it to all of our scholarship recipients and all of our youth who have been in Interact and who have just graduated. Suggest that they join our Hawaii Rotaract Club. And if we have one if you guys get one going on Big Island, then it's personalized to have them join the Hilo one, all the Big Island kids. And the idea then is once you're a member of Rotaract for your $35 or whatever the dues are, then you could go to a Rotary meeting anywhere in the world. You could knock on that door, you could walk in that meeting. And I said, yeah, you go to a Rotary meeting and tell them I need a part-time job, I need a place to live, I need a used car, I need help. I'm here and I'm going to school in this town, and you know what I mean? I mean, I said, if you did that to any Rotary club I've ever been to, people are going to open up their house, their doors, and they're going to help you. So I said, use those good connections. But again, that was just an idea of how to help these kids stay connected to us, because if they join Rotaract, they've got a couple more years of staying connected, and it might be something that they see the benefit of and come around full circle and become great Rotarians in their future. But at least they'll be better people, because these are amazing kids we have in Interact and in Rotaract, and of course our scholarship recipients are really amazing. So I might work on that idea. So that's just one way to help moving forward.
Yeah, I'd like to get ideas on this, and one of the instruments I thought that we could start with was that every time, like we have a RILA for a couple of days or 3 days, and we make these really impressive looking business cards. Okay, something that they don't want to throw away because they look so good. And all of you have that, right? Somebody gives you a business card that you're really impressed with. Even if you're never going to get in touch with a guy, you want to keep it in your little box of business cards. We'll make it like that. But that would be the card that by which they can come back to us, ask us questions, ask for help. All these different questions that they may have. I don't even know all the questions they're going to ask, but it would be nice to just have them stay in touch with us. So that's the idea I have. And along with that, the other thing that I'm on the Peace Committee for East Hawaii. And we're talking about different ways of promoting peace. And of course, one of them, that came up was kind of interesting, was that in order to, the Lao Tzu's quote that starts off, we want peace in the world, and the last goes through all this whole thing, and at the end it says you have to have peace in your heart. And so mental health becomes a real important part of maintaining peace. And so Kathleen Merriman's Bragg committee meeting the other night, I brought that up, that's something that we need to align with. And when I thought about that, I thought, hey, maybe we need to help our schools like Interact and Rotaract to have a curriculum on peace. And just when I started to think about it, my good friend of mine gave me this really, really thick book. It's not a bounded book. It's a book that was put together by a faculty member. And it's a curriculum on having peace topics introduced at every grade level. It is fascinating because there are a lot of things in there that we don't even think about, but they're in there to show you that this can be a program. They even has something where they put up a big bulletin board with a word peace on it. And people, kids, whenever they find something or they see something or they think of something, they would write down their thought of what peace is and post it on that board there. And after 6 months or so, you'll have all these little yellow tags that give you a picture of what people kids are thinking about peace, that kind of thing. So that's one of many, many ideas that they have. So I wanted to bring that up with the youth services, that somehow come up with a program, or I don't know, something that we can bring into the schools. if we're going to read to them, at least have one book about peace.
Actually, the umbrella in Rotary that youth services falls under is peace. Because if the kids can be leaders, they can go ahead and diplomatically settle things. They also bring a gathering of a good environment for other students. Waikea High, and I'm sure many other schools have, I've been told, have closed their libraries and now trying to work with to replace it with health centers, including mental health. So I think, Alan, you're on a great point there, that if we can get peace solving or peace resolving methods, the peace poll is great, but I don't know if kids that come to school after it's put up will understand what it is. And so for us to remind them if we're going to do that. But yeah, if this friend has a book about it, why not share it with the schools? Of course, we'd have to present it to the principals too, but mental health is a big topic right now in all the schools because these kids are not healthy mentally, physically, and bullying is still unfortunately a big problem. So yeah, that's great that we can do it.
Anyway, those are the two things I wanted to bring up with the group here. And I'm having a meeting with Anita, who's the chair of the Youth Services Avenue Service, and she wants to talk about programs and everything like that. So I might get involved more with her. But I see a great alignment for peace along with health, mental health, and also our youth services. So thank you.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So our homework before the next meeting or before the school year starts is, we do have the solid Interact, Rotary Youth Exchange. That's a big one, but you guys, if you have members in your club that are interested, we do have contacts, we have information. It's the official Rotary Youth Exchange is exchanging students for up to a year, but we also know that there's some clubs that are doing it within their sister chapters or sister relations with other Rotary clubs internationally or abroad. So, if you have questions on that, it's a very highly sponsored event by Rotary, and we do have monies and officers in place up to Rotary International for the youth exchange program. If you have a program that is really successful in working, please share it with us. You guys can put it in the chat. We're going to go ahead and have it transcribed, but we only talked about a couple of today, Rotary, the dictionaries, the reading in kindergarten, but I'm sure there's much more for new youth chairs that are trying to say, hey, there's nothing happening in the youth for our club, or I was voluntold to do this. This is why I'm here. Let's get that passion started as to why we all are here, because we love our youth. So with that, the last thing on the agenda is our next meeting is for Monday, scheduled for Monday, August 25th. Now, I know at the last meeting, it was a determination of what time would be best. I'm going to ask that question again. Is 5:30 a good time for everybody on this phone call, or would you prefer it to be later, like 6:30 or 7 on the Monday? It's the fourth Monday of every month. You can put it in chat if you know how to use chat. 5:30, good job. Okay.
While you're doing that, also think about it. Sometimes, especially if you're new to this or your club is new to it, look around this Zoom and look at the other clubs geographically that might be in your area. Maybe you can help them, they can help you. Again, joining, this is not a competition. We are here to all help our community. And so you can join Unite for Good. Remember our theme, Unite for Good. So get together with others and work on projects. Schools could do projects together. you know, their car washes, their fundraisers or something. So look around, share the joy. Okay.
Great. Okay, I see a unanimous decision, or the majority is preferring this time at 5:30 on the fourth Monday. So we will see you all again August 25th, unless you want to meet with me or anyone else on this Zoom link that you want to reach out to. Otherwise, all is good. Hey, Mary Alberts. Mary, have you set up
sorry.
your RILA? Hi, my friend. Have you set
Hi.
up RILA dates for next year yet? Is it going to be the President's Weekend again?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at still.
Okay, dokie. So mark that down in your records, Kihei, Wailea, and any other Maui clubs. RILA will be held February 13th through the 15th, same as the Big Island. Any other questions? Otherwise, I will adjourn this meeting. Are we all good? We're all good. Aloha, everyone. Thank you, thank
Thank
you,
you,
thank you.
thank you.
Please reach out if you have any questions.
Good.
Mahalo.
Thank you all. God bless you all. Thank you. Mahalo.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.